record this really quickly. All right, there we go. Welcome to the Q&A. I got a lot of questions after the masterclass the other night. We went almost 3 hours the other night, which is insane. Let me know if you guys can see me. I'm going to stop sharing. Let me know if you guys can see me now and see my neon sign in the background and my little cool light that I got. Let me know if you guys can see me, and then I will share my screen in a moment and we will be good to go. Let me know just, yeah, you guys can hear me. Cool. But yeah, let me know if you can see me as well. I have Richard that says all good on my end. I hope that's you can see me as well. Well, guys, you gotta let me know. I'm kind of worried. Kind of worried you can't see me. Oh, yes, I can see. Okay, cool. All right. Just want to make sure I have the mic volume turned up a little bit louder tonight. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that really quickly, but yeah, I want to keep it out of my face for the most part. And let me just adjust the angle a little bit and make sure it's on blue, because if it's on red, we're not going to hear me. What's going on, Anna? Hope you're doing well. All right, so we're going to go through these first of all. So I'll answer a few of the ones you guys left, and then I will go to the ones that I received. Let me open these up first of all. Let me close Slack and Discord, and then we will go through everything right now. We are recording. All right, sweet. So, first question that I have from emails is how long to respond to chats? Does it need to be instant or within a few hours? So I recommend you answer instantly. This is again the benefit of having a chatter in place and having a chatting team in place. You need to put yourself in the shoes of that guy that's coming through or that person, right? They subscribed, they're a fan, they want to talk to someone immediately, right? You're already ignoring them in the DMs in Instagram, which I do recommend doing, right? Sure, you can technically set up something that just automatically replies to your Instagram messages, but personally, I just recommend not setting up something like ManyChat, right? It's just I've just had any issues wherever I've set anything up that's automated or API via ManyChat with Instagram. I don't know. I've just always had bad issues. So my recommendation there is just ignore them via DMs. Like you can save a canned response in Instagram and just message every guy back just as a courtesy and just be like, hey, hey love or something, hey hun, hey baby. Probably just like hey love or hey hun, hey there, something like that. So that's basically your message that you save in Instagram. And it's like, hey there, just wanted to let you know that I'm replying to this one time as a courtesy. I don't chat here. If you do want to chat with me, you know what? There is a place where you can chat with me, right? So it's basically, you don't want to send the link directly to FanView or even your encrypted link, right? You really just do not want to do that. Um, but yeah, you basically just send them the link essentially to, uh, you don't send them the link directly. You just want to basically like hint, hey, I don't reply. If you do want to, if you do want to reply, you'll kind of figure it out, right? And again, they'll find the link in your bio, they'll find the highlight, they'll see your stories, right? They'll figure it out themselves. They'll convert, they message there. But as soon as they message on FanView, you want to be replying there as quickly as possible. Okay. So make sure that again, when you're getting those messages, you do reply to them, especially as you start to get guys that come through, right? It just makes it again, they want to be talked to, right? They don't want to be ignored, right? And again, it just gives you a chance to qualify because it could be a big spender, right? Imagine it is a big spender and you don't reply to them right away, like you just missed out, right? They're going to move on to the next model sort of thing. So you want to reply to them as quickly as possible. That's really my recommendation with regards to that. So yeah, reply basically right away. All right. Number two, you mentioned scaling models vertically in different niches. A few explainers, please. So great question here. So my thing would be again, I would start a model, right? Maybe I start a model in, I don't know, she's a travel influencer, okay? And then she's like, oh, she has one travel account on Instagram. And then I set it up another one where she's, I don't know, a country girl as well, right? A farmer girl, right? So she's one where she's traveling, one where she's a homesteader. And again, it's two different niches, but similar. I probably wouldn't have those as similar because again, it kind of goes against each other if she's a traveler and a homesteader. But I would have one, for example, where again, she's a traveler, and then I would maybe have another one where, it has her as like a goth model. I would have another one where she's a sports fan of a specific sport and team, right? Something like that. I would have another one where I don't know, maybe she's a book nerd, right? She's into reading, so I would have one again where she's into books, a specific thing. Like maybe it's a Harry Potter one, right? Where she dresses into different Harry Potter outfits, right? She's a Slytherin girl, right? I don't know, like something like that. That's basically how you want to scale these horizontally, right? Or sorry, vertically for the same model. Or again, you can just create other models in different niches as well, right? Um, that's really my recommendation from there, right? Because technically, I've said this before, technically your model can be an infinite amount of niches, right? Technically, she can be a goth, right? Technically, she can have multiple colors of hair, right? Technically, she can have multiple skin colors, right? Technically, she can do anything because it's all AI and you just need to basically take your original reference image, go into Nano Banana 2 or Nano Banana Pro, switch it up, make something original there and really go from there. But yeah, that's a quick explanation how you do that. I'll answer one more and then I'll get to your questions in the Q&A. Do you create another Instagram account for each niece account? Yes, definitely. That's just what I said you do. So with this, I mentioned this before, right? On every single phone I have. So I got a whole bunch of phones here. So yeah, I got a pile of some of my phones right here just so you guys can see. So yeah, we basically have a bunch of phones here. And then each phone, I have three Instagram accounts per model on each phone. You can probably get away with more, like 4 or 5. It's just if one of them gets banned, it's probably going to affect the other ones, which is why I do recommend just having no more than three. I'm trying to figure out a way to jailbreak an iPhone so you can have these containers on there. I've heard you're able to do it on older ones, but the newer ones seems like it's very tricky to jailbreak them because once you have them jailbroken, you can install like containers basically and like which is kind of its own phone device on that one phone, and then you can install like Instagram separately on each of those phones within the same phone. It's just it is an older device, and those ones the screens are very small. I think I've mentioned this before, right? I had some issues about a month and a half ago with my left eye. Seems like after Sunday, it's like I can see almost clearly. I'm like too nervous to say because I did have these like dots there and they seem to be gone, but I don't know what it is. Like seems like it's pretty much 99% cleared up at this point, so I'm very grateful for that. But I think one of the issues was I was just staring at my screen too much, so that's just a reminder to put on my blue light blockers again. Sorry, guys. Need to put these back on just to make sure I'm protecting my eyes. I also turned down the brightness on my screen. One thing I did though too is again, I would like sit at my phone like this. So I figured out a way where you can get a dongle, plug it into your phone, plug it in HDMI, and then hook it up to a bigger monitor. And then you basically use a Bluetooth mouse to operate the phone, right? This way, again, I'm looking at the bigger screen. And this way, because you can't post, if you've ever noticed, if you've tried to log in from Instagram on desktop, you can't actually post there. So that's one way I can have the device set up, right? I can again operate it from my mouse and keyboard on a bigger screen and actually post. But yeah, that's the one hack as well that I've figured out recently. Works very, very well for me. Let's make sure the mic is still on. Yeah, so that's really what you want to do. But yeah, your question, do you create a fan view? Sorry, do you create another Instagram account for each niche? Yeah, so that's basically what I do. And then again, from there, it's just about setting up maximum three. Generally, on one phone, I'll have three Instagram accounts, three Threads accounts, one Snapchat account, one TikTok account, and then one X account per phone. You could probably get away with doing more X accounts. It's just, I don't know, I just only have the time to really manage two X accounts, and I have VAs that do that whole strategy for you. And we do actually have a service within the mentorship you can upgrade to, or we manage all of your X. Because again, like I know with my model, again, like Instagram and X, those are really my bread and butter for how I got those, right? I would say like, I don't know, 70% of my subs come from Instagram, and then the other 30% come from Twitter. But the ones that come from Twitter are generally a higher quality subscriber, but there are less of them. But again, I've had the biggest whales though from Instagram, period. But yeah, that's generally how you want to do it. And again, you don't want to buy Instagram accounts, right? The only reason you would ever want to buy Instagram accounts is if you're doing like mother slave method, right? Which is you're essentially getting these accounts, you're buying these accounts under the understanding that they're going to get banned no matter what. You're using them to engage, overly engage, and basically kamikaze, right? Just go out there, engage with other models, right? Only OnlyFans girls or other people in specific niches, right? And then have the link to your main account. Basically, go back to your main account, right? Again, I've done that very successfully myself as well. I just don't do it anymore. There's other tools you can use like Automator to actually automate a lot of that. I think there's Social, I think it's called. There's another one as well that I forget the name of, but that's basically a whole other strategy. And honestly, the mother slave method worked well like 3, 4 years ago. Just now it seems like Instagram, they ban those accounts pretty quickly if you do that. But you again want to create one account on the phone, warm that up, right? Usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks to warm it up, right? With our new warm up method, it takes honestly like a couple of weeks. Yeah, warm that up, create the second one, warm that up, create the third, warm that up. And then this way again, if one of them gets banned, it's like, oh well. And then with me, if I do ever get an account where it's chain banned, it affects the other ones, I'm going to transfer those other accounts onto another phone. Um, as long as again they didn't get banned, right? I'm going to check and look in account status to make sure there's no flags under those accounts. And then again, if that phone, I'm going to be like, I don't, I want to, I'll basically, if I get one account banned on a phone, I'm usually just going to swap it out, right? I have a guy locally that I go to because this literally just happened with me with my last iPhone 11 that I have on some other accounts that I have. So I'm going to swap basically this one out for probably an iPhone 12 or iPhone 13, and he usually just gives me essentially the phone at about the same. Like he usually just allows me to swap it out because I've done a lot of business with him. So it's like, hey, here's this phone. Can you give me an iPhone 12 basically, right? Because I know he can probably sell this. He can like the phone looks. This iPhone 11 looks brand new, and he'll basically just give me an iPhone 12 that looks brand new as it is. So I'm sure he'll probably be like, just swap it out. He'll do that. But yeah, that's essentially what I do. And yeah, I do. I generally now just get anything iPhone 12 or higher. I would say within the next 6 months, probably just do anything 13 or higher. Haven't any issues with 12s, or sorry, with 12s yet. But yeah, just you do want to kind of future-proof yourself. But when it comes to that method I talked about with containers, it seems like you need an older phone, like iPhone 6 to X. It seems like the models are where you can jailbreak those only, install the specific software that allows you to install these containers, and then do that. But yeah, you want to get one phone, three Instagram accounts per model, per niche. Again, even if you do have multiple models, like I would really again just get a phone per model. This way too, like if you because people are like, oh, can I just do it on my own personal phone? It's like, yeah, but you're linking it to all your old data, right? Whatever you've done on that Instagram account on the phone is on that device. The second you set up that new Instagram account, even if you factory reset it, it's probably going to link it to your old accounts. So keep that in mind. All right, one more and then I'll go to the Q&As. Do you create a FanView account for each niche account? No, I just create one FanView account basically per model, right? So that way I'm funneling all these accounts I have, right? Again, all the Instagram accounts in different niches for that model, X, Snapchat, uh, what was the other one that I said? TikTok, Threads. Like the way that I have Threads is it just my Threads and TikTok funnel to Instagram, and then Snapchat is something that I funnel to. I'm trying out Snapchat with funneling it to Telegram, and then I have a Telegram bot that basically just sends messages like automatically in there. It doesn't reply to anyone, and there's no communication. It's not like a pub. It's kind of like a little private group. There's no public interaction, and then once basically once every like 10 days, I'll drop the link to the fan from there, right? So again, it's just daily kind of teases right in between to warm these guys up, keep them engaged, right? And then again, send them there. And then yeah, if you guys ever do get the guys who are serious whales and they do want to kind of unsub from FanView, my recommendation there is there's a private app. You don't even need a phone number for it. It's called Zangi, and it's basically a private messaging app. So if they want to send crypto specifically, because I do have a few guys that just send me, like I literally just get Bitcoin deposits from these guys. Like Bitcoin and XRP is basically what they send me. So yeah, they just send me these basically every week. Like I don't even have to say anything. It just seems like they have auto deposits set up, and I just need to, and I do this myself. I just go in there like once or twice, per week, basically, see how they're doing, sort of thing, right? Because I don't want my VA receiving that crypto. So again, I just kind of go in there myself, and they're kind of on the understanding, just being like, hey, I'm going in here only once per week, right? This way you can, instead of paying 13.50, these guys will literally send. They just don't want to pay the 13.50 for FanView and be in there. They'd rather again just talk to the model like once per week. So they're kind of under the understanding. It's like, hey, I don't go in this app like more than once per week, sort of thing. And when I do, if you want to get my attention, sort of thing, right, you really need to again talk with me in FanView. But again, these guys just automatically send crypto, which is kind of the perfect kind of whale. Let's go to some of your Q&A questions though, guys, in here. Cool. Welcome if you are joining us a little bit late. And yeah, I am recording this just so you guys know. So I got to the point of creating the model, but the AI creator you suggest has on the most recent update. You're probably talking about Seedream, I would guess, if that's what you mean. So yeah, I know Seedream 4.5 does block some of the not safe for work stuff. So I would just go and use one. Um, 2.7, I've looked in, I've been using it. Seems like it's very good. So I would use one 2.7, one 2.2 for video, one 2.6 for not safe for work stuff, because you can do it in there. You could. I mean, I've done a lot of not safe for work stuff in Comfy UI before and even in Focus, right? That's really how my bread and butter is like using one of those open source ones. And for those, for example, you're usually just using, um, you don't want to use WAN as the model. You want to use it's not Flux. What's it called? SDXL. So the way to do that is you use SDXL because Stable Diffusion XL or any maybe there's a newer Stable Diffusion like 3 or whatever that comes out that does have that's open source that doesn't block you. But SDXL specifically, it seems like it was trained on like nudity. So you take those, you create them of your model, right? Body type is not going to look perfect, to be honest. You want to again dial in your prompt. That's what you have to do, unfortunately. Dial in your prompt, generate the image, and then face swap. And the face swap tool that I use for all my images is called Akool, Akool. You can use other ones too, like Face Fusion, doesn't really matter, but that's how you generally get good not safe for work stuff as well, right? Again, you can do image to image. Don't recommend stealing anyone else's, not safe for work stuff, especially if it's watermarked. But again, if you want specific poses and stuff and you do want that, I mean, that is a method you can go about. I'm not going to tell you guys to do that, but that is how you would go about doing that specifically. Okay. But yeah, one is probably your best option. Or again, you can go OG. And again, the quality you'll notice like it does look very AI when you go back to the older models like SDXL. But again, a lot of these guys just don't give a crap, right? Some of them, sure, they will care, fair enough, but I would really use something like one to do that specifically, which is really what I use at this point. All right, so that was from Walker. Mike, so why do some of my Instagram reels get 300 views and some get two or three for similar accounts? So the thing about Instagram is you never know when your reel is going to do well or not. Like you never know when it's going to get 3 views or a million views, right? If you're getting consistent like 2 to 300 views, your account may be shadow banned. You don't even know. I would look under account status to see if there's any flags there. And if you do get one post ever flagged or you get anything with Instagram where it's like, this is no good, don't appeal it. You just want to delete it right away. Like just delete it right away. Don't appeal anything. The only time you would appeal is if you get your account suspended. Okay. You never want to appeal if you just had one post again, because again, even if it's something where you did post something and your model's fully clothed, like you don't want to appeal it. You don't want to get in any sort of trouble unless it's a ban. You don't want to get yourself on the Instagram radar of who your model is. And then that's essentially what you would do, right? So, what was your question again? Reels get 300 views. So it might just be a content issue too. So again, a quality content issue. If your reels look similar to other people's too, that could be the issue, right? Maybe your reels look too similar. Because you're saying on Instagram Reels was for similar content. I would again create them similar, but you still want to try out a bunch of different things, right? Like when I create a model now, like the next model I'm going to be working on next month when I'm taking time off is basically like I'm going to again create the character, create the whole backstory using my like D&D style sheet that I have. Again, it's different from the one that I shared with you guys. I can share you again the basic one here because I know I shared this last time. So again, I'll copy this, put this in the Q&A for you guys, or sorry, I'll put this in the chat for you guys. 1 second. So yeah, I create the model, create the reference images, like usually just images of her different angles of the same face, right? Because if you have one good reference image, that's good. But again, you want kind of like a side shot like this. You want a side shot like this. You want like bottom. You want her looking down, right? You even want again like kind of a side shot. And then I might even do a back one as well, to be honest, right? Again, those ones like kind of very easy to create those. Just be like, hey, reverse her and have her looking away from the camera, sort of thing. Or you can use something like reshot as well, right? Which just changes the angles. Um, but yeah, let me share that in the chat for you guys, not the Q&A. Here, you guys can have this model sheet because I know I shared this last time. So just give me 1 second. Whoops, wrong thing that I shared. Cool. So there we go. So yeah, that's kind of my character sheet, right? So again, I work off of that, and then using that, I'll again generate the reference images. Great, got some reference images. Um, Again, if I was using Comfy UI, I would probably just go ahead and create a LoRa or even Z image if you're creating a LoRa. Like Z image, I talk with Voodoo, who's my homegirl in Australia. She's one of our mentorship students, and we're pretty close. She says she basically just like took, I think it was 70 images of her model previously and used those, and now she just uses Z image because she just found like Comfy UI too confusing. So yeah, that's essentially the method that she did to do it. Let me go back to the Q&A here. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, it's really a content thing, right? And again, like you could be posting too much, to be honest. And again, maybe you don't have your niche dialed in either, right? Maybe again, your stuff isn't teasing enough. It could be again, if you're getting flagged too, potentially you could be showing too much skin as well, right? I'd rather kind of, again, not show as much skin and really appeal to, like the intellect of a guy rather, right? Because usually a lot of these smart guys, they have a lot of money. So that's yeah, one thing. All right, next one. How long to respond to chats? Does it need to be instant? So yeah, again, you want to answer this instantly. I mentioned that. You mentioned scaling model versions. Okay, so these are questions that I already asked you, answered you anyways. Do I need another phone for each niche? Same model. So no, you can have up to 3 Instagram accounts per model per phone. So yeah, one model, 3 accounts in different niches, basically, right? You could get away with again 4 or 5. It's just like I said, if one of them gets affected, then migrating them onto a different device is one thing you should be concerned about. Link in bio, if I use a custom domain and add links page with all my links on it, is that okay with getting found from my Instagram? So yeah, you want to use something like, again, I've migrated from using Get All My Links to Supalink. That's just what I'm going to be using moving forward. Just Get All My Links has had too many issues in the last year. Link.me. There's probably a way you can figure it out because I've seen a video that someone else created on using Claude Code to create your own intermediary page. You want to make sure though that you have one where it has, what's it called? Deep linking, because deep linking is basically like if you don't have deep linking set up, it'll open it natively in Instagram's browser. You want it to open in the default browser that someone has on their phone, right? Chrome or Safari or whatever. So yeah, you want to make sure that you have something with deep linking. Um, and yeah, I mean, I would probably get a custom domain to be honest, right? Because the second it sees like Superlink even, right? Or if it sees get all my links or link.me, right? Again, it's probably going to get, somewhat suspicious looking. You don't want to do cloaking, so cloaking is a whole other thing. You're not cloaking the link, right? You don't want to have it redirect to a redirect to a redirect to a redirect, which is cloaking, because guess what? That's against Instagram's and Facebook's terms of service. So yeah, you want to essentially be using something, right? Superlink seems like it's the safest one as of right now. Um, so yeah, I would just recommend doing that. And that's for Instagram. You can technically put your FanView account directly in your X account and Twitter account, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that too much, right? In Telegram, again, you can totally you have to even there use your thing. But yeah, I would use a custom domain within one of those services as well, just to protect yourself. All right, hi, Emma and Sophie from the UK. Hey, all right, so we have a few questions, and I would just list them out if that's okay. Appreciate there will be many more here today. I am interested to know further reasoning behind a mobile per model. I run a few accounts from my mobile and not had a problem, or at least I don't think I have yet. So maybe you haven't had an issue yet, but then you have one account that gets banned and then it chain bans all the other ones, right? So that's really why you want to protect it, right? Um, so again, I would, like I said, have different models on different phones. Again, if I figure out the way to just, you know, if I figure out that hack to just have multiple models on a single phone, right, and have those containers, that seems like it's the thing because this way it's not linked to a specific device, it's linked to the container. There's even a software I'm looking into where it automatically warms up your accounts. It needs to be on a PC, and I don't have all my stuff is Mac at this point. I made the transition about 10 years ago from all my PC stuff and Android to Mac. And yeah, even with me, I never used an iPhone before about 2 years ago. And then I just saw the reach that I got on iPhones. And yeah, clearly Meta favors other Silicon Valley based companies. So yeah, that's why I use that. But yeah, I would recommend that's one of the reasons why, again, you don't want to get a chain ban. That's your biggest issue right now. Question two, we saw you using my PostGen. Is this something you recommend? Yeah, I mean, it is our software that we built ourselves to do something like this, right? And we've integrated so many things and just all the other, it's just, I hate opening many tabs in some cases, and I've had so many issues with Higgsfield getting. I got banned for Higgsfield on one of my accounts for having a prompt that wasn't safe, so I got banned. And sure, I can get other ones, but I don't know. I just had a bad experience with them about 6 months ago. Um, so yeah, that's one thing as well. But yeah, we've basically integrated all the features you would need into my post-gen free pick. It's okay. Just again, the node-based stuff can look kind of confusing. Same with something like Weavy. It can look very confusing in some cases. So yeah, you really just want to again use something like my post gen, right? We do again have older in the mentorship, we do have comfy UI workflows. Just some people again, they use comfy UI, they look at it, they're like, this is so freaking confusing. And yeah, that's one thing too, where comfy UI in some cases it can, the nodes they update, so it can be like, oh, this node is broken. You need to basically install a new version of that and update it within whatever it is, run pod or mimic PC or run diffusion, whatever you're using, run comfy. It's because you don't want to run comfy UI on your computer locally, right? Even a Mac, it just requires a very powerful computer. You just want to basically borrow someone else's compute power for something like that. But yeah, the benefit of my postgen is again, everything's just in one tab. You can create your character in that tab. You can create your reference images of the same model, right? Boom, they're in there. Now create my images, now create my videos, create my not safe for work content one one spicy mode, and you're basically good to go from there. Third question, why does Nano Pro like my not like my chat GBT prompts? The image generates and it says prompt doesn't meet model guidelines. Yeah, that's just because Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana 2 are created by Google. Like they're the best ones in terms of quality of images, but the second you show any cleavage, the second you use any dirty words, it's going to block you very quickly, right? So again, you can downgrade and use Seedream, which is still good, not as good as Nano Banana. And then if you get blocked further, right, again, probably go over to something like Juan, right? That's a good way to check too if your stuff's going to get banned from Instagram, right? Like, because if you think about it, right, when you post to Instagram, what happens is Instagram scans that image, right? And it basically returns it as like an image to text and then tells the platform and algorithm, hey, what's in this post, right? So again, it's the same thing with your image to text, right? So if you're doing an image, or sorry, if you're doing a text to image or even image to image where you're using text as well, right? Like that's a good test if you're going to get banned from Instagram, right? If you're going to generate something in Nano Banana and it's not going to work, it's probably going to get you blocked or banned, or go against community guidelines on Instagram, right? So keep that in mind, right? Whereas again, Fanview, you can post pretty much whatever you want, right? As long as you're not doing anything, with again, Epstein Island or, animals and stuff, right? Or anything, like anything between family members, right? I can't believe I have to say this stuff. Yeah, don't be stupid. Don't post that stuff. Obviously, don't create that stuff, and you'll be safe. And if you are posting it, and I find out again, I'm gonna call the police on you and get you reported to, yeah, the government. So don't be posting that stuff. But yeah, that's generally what you want to do, and I hope that all makes sense, right? But yeah, generally for that, again, if you're posting anything that's too showing too much, right? Again, you're probably showing too much skin as well. So. Cool. Those are your questions, Emma. One more, and then we'll go back to the other questions I have. Using wave speed, AI, Seedream 4.5 is giving me. Yeah, so I already mentioned this, right? Same with foul AI image. So yeah, you want to use Juan specifically to create not safe for work content. All right, cool. Maria, how do you outsource for a VA for uploading to IG account without getting your IG account taken away for giving access to someone else? So there are services you can use where you basically, I forget what they're called, but so what I do is I have a VA that I've just sent my phone to in the Philippines. So again, I've worked with them for a while and I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like, let's just try an experiment and send them, a $250 phone basically, right? So sent them an iPhone 12 and again, they manage, that one phone. Um, but also you can use these like proxy services like Dolphin, for example, for things like X. I've had so many issues with VPNs and proxies where I'm just kind of like, it's too black hat for me. So there are services though where essentially they can access your phone remotely from somewhere else. I forget the one that I've used previously. And again, I still just post a lot myself. There is someone in our mentorship as well where they do this now. So basically, I just have him. I have him doing a lot of the posting for me. Um, but it basically just allows you where it's like you have your phone locally here, right? It's not an emulator if you're thinking this. It's basically you have your phone locally here, but you set it up through this software, and then that person, that VA, can access it from pretty much anywhere in the world and access your phone and act as if they're doing stuff via that service. So that's essentially how that works. Um, because then from there again, the phone is still on your IP using your internet. They're just accessing it, remotely from somewhere else as well. So, and yeah, I don't recommend using anything automated for posting like Buffer or Late or Later. There's another one that I've tried before, right? Because again, the second you're using those API and you look like a bot to Instagram, I mean, it's going to be no good. You can schedule stuff out, and I've seen on newer accounts too. You can even schedule trial reels. Um, But yeah, like the scheduling stuff is I try not to schedule more than 3 days in advance. Like that's kind of my rule of thumb. When I went away a couple years ago, though, I went on a canoe trip for like 10 days where I was just going to be completely offline, right? And again, had my chatter in place. So what I did is for those 10 days, I was going to be, because again, I go canoeing in the middle of nowhere, basically, right? My friend has this place in Quebec. And he's like, hey, we'll kind of go up there and, just go completely off grid for 10 days. And again, it's just a good way to escape, right? And it's, perfect weather. We got so lucky. It didn't even rain once for those 10 days we were offline. So what I did is I basically created all the content before I left for the trip, scheduled it to post once per day on FanView. Again, had my chatter in place, posted on a post and pinned it on my FanView too, being like, hey, I'm busy on a photo shoot for the next 10 days, right? That's basically what I put for my models. Hey, I have a photo shoot the next 10 days, right? Going to be taking a lot amount of my time, still going to be dripping out content, but I may be slower to reply in some cases as well. And then on Instagram, I scheduled out all the posts basically, right? And I didn't have any issues. One of them actually did very well, which was surprising. Um, but again, I wasn't doing the outward engagement, so kind of towards the end of it, it did affect the reach a lot. But that's how you want to do that if you must. I'm worried about oversaturation. So yeah, I mean, with any OnlyFans, again, like kind of the niche that we're in, right? Like you'll never know when you're going to get oversaturated. But the benefit of AI is, again, you can create an AI girl that's hotter than any girl that's ever existed in real life, first of all. So yeah, that's one thing. But I showed you guys the other day, right? The blue ocean niche method, right? I can go over it afterwards. In fact, I might as well just go through it once more now. Um, Better yet, let me show you guys some examples of what I mean. Here, let's just share this and give you guys some over delivery. So, where was this first of all from my slides the other night? So, I went through this, right? So, again, choosing a niche is one thing, right? Choose one of these, but again, blue ocean niche, blue ocean method, right? From blue ocean strategy, right? Again, most stuff is oversaturated, right? In this market, again, there's a million girls guys can choose from, right? To get their attention, right? But again, you want to create something that's different. It's like I said in the presentation the other day, right? It's like you're not necessarily going to a fresh lake. You're going to the same lake that everyone else is fishing. You just have a different lure, basically, right? So you're throwing something out that the fish haven't seen before, essentially, right? That's how you do this. And the way that niches work, it's like there's three core niches, right? There's health, wealth, and then there's relationships. Okay. So this niche that we're in, by the way, with AI models, we're in the relationship niche, right? Specifically, a sub niche of that would be again, guys who want women, but guys who want a parasocial relationship with women online, specifically AI models. That's kind of the sub niche that we're in. Okay. Just to give you guys understand what niche we're in here. And then I guess technically the fourth niche would be like higher spiritual meaning existence. But again, I always just focus on those core three. So those are kind of again the main niches that yeah, you generally want to have, right? So again, finding a sub niche of something like that. But in this case, again, you're finding your AI model in a relationship, but she has some sub niche of that as well, right? So again, I always look for some sort of, not safe for work niche, right? Again, fans finder is a good idea. You go here. I think you just can literally search for anything you want here under these. And again, you'll find, going from the bottom, right? We can find, all sorts of not safe for work niches, right? Here we go, AI girls. So some of these look kind of real, to be honest. But again, any of these would do more than enough for not safe for work, right? So let's see, no arms, funny. Bondage, busty, big boobs, same sort of thing. Dirtiest, right? DRs, scissoring, hot wife, swinger, girl, girl, Bible. Oh boy, 420. Here we go. So here's one. So we got some girls who, smoke up the shmee. All right. So these girls are all smoking the shmee, right? So again, maybe I have a girl again where she's smoking shmee, right? And I don't know. Let's say she's Asian and Asian, small boobs, but great butt. Okay. So again, that's kind of my niche that I have. And she smokes the shmee. And then again, maybe I would add some sort of, and then I would add some sort of thing that she's irrationally passionate about, mate. Again, she's super into Pokemon and she loves, what's his name? Mewtwo. Okay. What was that guy? Mewtwo. Right. This is her favorite. So she dresses up like Mewtwo all the time. Okay. All right. Maybe she's into Pokemon cards. Okay. Maybe that's the niche that she's into, right? Maybe she's into some popular video game. Let's see, popular video game right now. Let's see, what are some popular ones? Arc Raiders, never heard of that. Maybe she's into Super Mario. I've never seen an AI model who's into Super Mario. That's a cool niche I would see, right? Maybe she's into all sorts of, oh, my brightness just went crazy for some reason here. Let me change the exposure. There we go. All right. So these are some options as well for niches. Again, like Roblox, Minecraft, Counter-Strike 2, Fortnite, League of Legends. And again, she has a specific body type and then she has a not safe for work niche that she's in. Okay. So that's really how you differentiate and get your model to stand out from everyone else. Right. And then again, you get one to blow up, right? Maybe it's not going to work the first time, maybe it doesn't the second. Grand Theft Auto 6, I think, is coming out as well. So that's a big one as well. Maybe she's into Marvel stuff, right? Final Fantasy, Monster Train, Metal Gear Solid. So yeah, these are some big games as well. So yeah, maybe she's again a gamer girl into these specific kinds of games. So yeah, that's how you basically again prevent any sort of saturation. Sorry, I got too many tabs open here. All right, so loud and clear. Yes, yes. Audio good. Okay, I can hear you. Let's see. All right, cool. I was told that the GND style, girl next door style, is out of date. What else can you do with college student kind of lost? So, college student would still work. Again, you'd want to make her from a specific school taking a specific subject, right? Because again, that gives guys a reason to tip her and want to support her, right? So again, maybe she's a veterinarian student, right? And she does this on the side. Um, so yeah, that's one thing as well. But I mean, you need to again like give her something, right? Maybe again, she's, a college student, she's a babysitter, right? Part-time, that's part of her personality as well. Maybe she again goes to a specific sorority, a specific university, right? Like, I'm confident I could create a model here in Toronto and she would go to U of T and she's, I don't know, um, she's a doctor. She wants to become a surgeon. Okay. So I'm confident I could create that. And then I don't know, she's a soccer fan and she's excited because the World Cup is going to be coming here in a few months, right? She's like, I don't know, fan of I don't know, a specific thing. And maybe, I don't know, she's Argentinian, okay? And, she grew up in Argentina, but she traveled here to Toronto to, again, become, what did I say? To become a surgeon. And she's excited about soccer, right? And again, maybe she has the most killer, cute little feet, tootsies you've ever seen, right? So again, there you go. That's a niche. But yeah, that's kind of what I would do with Girl Next Door, right? Again, adding layers to the personality, right? Because again, not Girl Next Door technically is um like a not safe for work niche, but that's just kind of it's too broad and too vague, if that makes sense, right? Like just having Girl Next Door, it's like great. Like again, the layers, like I said. So that's an example of how I would really do that. Maybe again, she's a nanny too, right? Maybe she's a nanny. That could be another ones, but yeah. Cool. All right, so let's go to the next ones. Should I post a direct link in bio? No, you need to use one of those sites like Get All My Links or Supalink specifically. I had my left eye removed. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Jeez. Interested to know how Claude Code could help with this. I heard there's some new Higgs field. There's a Higgs. So yeah, like I'm sure we'll probably work on connecting Claude to my post gen. There are these. My only concern with giving Claude or even like OpenClaw too much access remotely to desktop is again like I, there's these new services where, or these new AI things where, again, they can access your browser and get them to do things for you. But again, you're giving it too much control, and it could, get access to your emails and all your other stuff and delete stuff accidentally, or get access to other things. So in your financial stuff. So that's my only concern with those things. But I know there is a way where, yeah, you can essentially you can get something like I've seen with like Claude, you can get it to just automatic a lot of content for you very quickly. But yeah, those are with Claude Code. I don't think there's anything yet. Like maybe you could again create some sort of software with it to get it to help you out. But the second you're posting anything with API that's plugged into Instagram, again, they're going to flag that. They're not going to like that when you're posting. It's going to affect your reach and the content in general. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that. But I mean, for staying organized, Claude is really good for that as well. Like for really anything, like even with me, just to create a lot of these presentations, it can help it out, and then it can help out with the basics. And then it's still not there yet in some cases though. Um, but yeah, I would Google, ways, right? Like for video editing specifically, there's one thing that I'm looking into. I'm trying to figure this out. It's like gluing, you glue Claude, and then one of its skills with there's a tool called Remotion that you can glue to it, and then you use something called Whisper Flow, which basically just transcribes what you said into text. And then you can use FFmpeg, which takes out a lot of the uhs and filler words in between, and then use a couple of other tools. And then basically, I'm working with a guy to try and figure that out because that would just save me time in terms of manually editing videos, which takes forever. And then again, adding B-roll to the videos as well, right? Adding little zoom effects. And then generally with those tools, like once apparently with Remotion, you give it a few of them and then it automatically does it. Because I used to build funnels for people and build VSLs. And the way that I used to do it again, I would have to manually write the sales copy. Then a lot of the people didn't want to have to record it. So I'd have to like either record it myself or use something like Speechalo, which is the tool I use to manually get it to do an AI voice, which sucked. But now I could use something like 11 Labs, right, to do something like that. Um, and then basically from there again, I would use what was the tool? Easy VSL to do it. Now it just seems like you can do this all with Claude Code and Remotion and 11 Labs like very easily. For creating an AI avatar of your model, like HeyGen is really the best one. So even then, like your model, she can have an opinion on anything. You could create a HeyGen version of her, right? Create basically like you need to create minimum, I think it's like a 5 minute video of her to get a good one and then give it the voice that you want for her. And now you can create a digital avatar of your model, like a digital online clone. And then again, she could comment on pretty much anything, right? Have an opinion and talk. But yeah, I mean, that's one way I would see Cloud Code working. Let's see. Shall I avoid to start an account with my main phone? Yes. Where I also have my personal account? Yes. Just get another phone for your model. Like, please do that. We do have another student in the mentorship where they do have an Android and they haven't had any issues, but he said, in some cases, again, the reach is bad. So that's really one thing and why you want to get an iPhone specifically. What are your thoughts on using Foxy AI? I've never used it. But I mean, I know other people use it specifically to promote their OnlyFans. Because if you have an OnlyFans model, right, the method there is you do a hybrid model, right, where you can't sell AI content or post AI on OnlyFans specifically, but you can use AI content to market your model, right? So that it's just easier. It's just you're better off using again something like even then my post gen to just create better quality content of your model. Sure, you could use just FAL or wave speed, but for speed and efficiency, just again, that's really the benefit of my post gen. I've never heard of Sozi, but yeah, I've heard Foxy is okay, but it's probably again, I wouldn't necessarily use that. Instagram validates account with geolocated images, selfie, but since our model is AI and creator is us, it will look different and fail verification. So when it gives you that selfie verification, I just do it myself. Like that's literally what I do, and I've never had any issues before. I had one a few weeks back where it came up, and I'm like, uh-oh, like what's going on here on a newer account I was creating? I did it, and that account is still warming up and being shown to people. So I'm confused on how the same model can have different niches. Also, can they have the same email? No. So you want to create them with different emails specifically, but it's basically again like I don't know if how I'm not explaining this. Like, all right, so let me think of some other niches. Okay, so maybe I have my model and it's her basic one and she's a nurse. Okay. So it has all her pictures of her and it's her nurse account. Okay. And she's again a nurse and every two, three posts of her is a nurse. And then sure, she has ones where she goes out at night. She has ones with her friends. I don't know, whatever that looks like. And then again, you create another one where she's, I don't know, a go-go dancer, for example. And it just has her in a bunch of go-go dancer outfits. And then again, has her in cute outfits at the same time. But because the thing is, like, it just prevents account dependency, right? Like, when you do it this way, again, you don't rely on just one account because your account could technically get banned at any point, and it's like, okay, now I gotta start over from scratch. With this, you just need one post on any of your two or three accounts per niche of the same model to go viral at any point, and now you got a bunch of traffic going to your account. This is why I do this. It's just this way you're not relying on one account because again, your account, the way that Instagram works is like you'll have ebbs and flows, right? You'll have a lot of traffic on like again, it takes a while to warm it up, takes a while to post and get some views. Then you get the one post that goes viral. Now that brings you a lot of traffic. But again, that only works for so long and then again, now your traffic kind of dies down, right? And then again, you have another account that you're warming up, right? And again, you just need one post on any of the second or third accounts or the first account to go viral at any point to get consistent traffic to your model, right? Because like I said, it's ebbs and flows. You get one post that goes viral, great. Doesn't mean every post after that's going to go viral, right? Doesn't mean you're going to get consistent views, right? I've had them again where I post them. It's like, oh, this reel got 1 million views overnight sort of thing, right? And then the next few ones that I post get like 1,000 to 2,000 views for the next like 10, 15 reels. Why? Because that other reel is still going, it's basically taking your account and showing the best quality post you have to, all the people who are interested in content that's similar to that. And then again, I create another one that I'm warming up at the same time because again, I just need one viral post on that. And if you get two posts, right, one on one account that's going viral and one on another account that's going viral, it just means, double, triple, even quadruple your amount of traffic that you get on the account. All right, cool. I think you've answered the icon question first. We have another question though. Can you create an outsource listing? Can you create a resource listing? The best software for, yeah. So just 2.2 is really your best option from there. There's many things you can use it in. Um, or yeah, otherwise SDXL for stable diffusion, right? You can use that in Comfy UI, Focus, or Automatic 1111 as the main software you use. Again, those you need to run online. I think you can use some like Run Diffusion to run a lot of those and then just use the SDXL model within there. And again, just using those tools like Focus will be confusing for most people to create stuff. But yeah, that's it. WAN is WAN, and then Stable Diffusion SDXL is just XDXL. And then Focus is FOOOCUS. Automatic 1111 is just called A1111. And then Comfy UI, COMFY UI is basically Comfy UI. So yeah. And there's a lot of free tutorials like Sebastian Comp, who's a big AI guy on YouTube. He has a very good beginner Comfy UI tutorial if you're interested in that. And same with Automatic 1111. But I try not to get into that. Again, I just prefer using an aggregator. And again, we built our own aggregator, my postgen. So that's really what you want to use. Is there a use case for when Comfy UI would be better and using it now? So just because it's less expensive, I would say. So that's really one reason why you would use it. But again, it's going to take you a lot of time to learn how to use Comfy UI. That's really the main thing I've noticed. Again, when you go in there, it's just going to overwhelm you and you're just going to be like, what am I looking at? Like what are these nodes? Okay, what's like a VAE encoder? What does that mean? Oh, okay, like these little nodes. What does this node do? What does this node do? What are all these settings? Like that might be that's a use case for Claude for sure, right? Getting Claude to teach you how to use Comfy UI. Um, that I would say is, a good use case for Claude. Sounds like mobile version of remote desktop like you can do with PC. Yeah, basically. When starting the IG, should it start as a personal? So you want to start it as a personal, and then once it's warmed up, then you can transition it and convert it into a creator profile, which is one of the two business ones. I think it's called like professional and creator. I just turned it into a creator, and then I choose real creator as the business type, or like because it allows you to choose a category rather. So I choose real creator or video creator or digital creator, and then I hide that from the profile so no one can see it. And yeah, at first I wouldn't worry about the metrics. Again, you want to do that. Thanks, Matty. I was thinking of being a student, being a vet student. There we go. You're very welcome. Yes, those VSLs were fun, Maria, trust me. And again, I still get clients that ask me one like to do them, and I'm like, wow, okay, I guess there's still a market to have me manually do these. Um, and yeah, is HeyGen what you used for your Omegle video? No. So I used Kling Motion Control for that one. So with that, you basically like for that you I basically found Omegle videos, right? Cropped it so you could just see the guy in the video, and then created my model right from scratch, created the background from scratch, again gave it some reference images to give me the model, took the model, put her into that, created the background, right? Kind of like a red background with her red highlights, and yeah, made sure she had a choker. I may even, by the way, take that model from the Omegle video that I created on Instagram, and that might be my next model. I don't know. Just I think like I don't know. She has a unique look, and I could again. I'm kind of like like I think I could give her many different, put her in different niches, and again have me talking with the guys, and like I do the voices in those videos too. Like I didn't use HeyGen. Like that's if you look at the video, it's me. Like literally just it's my voice where I'm just like, oh hey on, what's up? Oh, you're so sweet. Like it's just me doing, a silly girl voice sort of so to speak, right? What I want to do though is this is funny is I want to like take her and then create some videos, right? Because I don't know if you guys have seen these like jump scare videos that these guys do before, these magicians where they basically create these videos in Omegle, um, Omegle, whatever it is, right? So they create these things, then you can use OBS, which is what I use for my video stuff. And then you can basically have it share your screen and you can play the video, the pre-created video, right? So I want to go into these ones where there's guys looking for, like good looking women basically, right, for dating, play that video, right, and then again see the how these guys react, record it. And yeah, I mean I think that would be like absolutely hilarious. So that's one thing I want to do, but yeah, I don't use HeyGen. I use it for other ones. We're getting a team to basically build like a HeyGen version of me. And then yeah, go from there. But yeah, that's one thing where we're creating a bunch of like Instagram accounts and paying some other people to basically take a HeyGen version of me and just create new Instagram accounts and post like top and bottom content where I'm talking about this. Do you warm up the multiple accounts for the same model on one phone? Yes. Separate phones when they're still warmed up. So yeah, it's like I warm up one, right? I create one account, warm it up, 2, 3 weeks to warm it up. Once that one's warmed up, cool. Create the second one, right? Warm that up at the same time as I'm promoting the first one, right? Once the second and first are both warmed up, great. Create a third one, warm that up, and then again, I'm just posting regularly, like different unique content to all three accounts, so it doesn't get flagged or as spam or flagged as duplicates. How do I make the body the same? So that's with prompting. That's with, again, creating a LoRa. That's one thing as well, where you want to create the LoRa. That way the skin tone or size doesn't change when making more content. So that's where, again, like having multiple reference images of your model comes into play, right? Like create your master reference image and then create, again, multiple ones that you create, right? Because you'll just notice, again, like you'll create the second one and you'll use that reference image and maybe you don't get it perfectly because the angle doesn't look right. So yeah, that's where, again, create one good master reference image, then I create like five, again, different angles of my model where it's like, okay, this is the same person, right? Um, Even then, like, think about it, like when you go to Google Nano Banana, right, you can give it one reference image, or even Dream, you give it one reference image, do this, right? Like if you give it two or three or more, right, being like, hey, take the person in this image, basically again like whatever your prompt looks like, right, like use the person in image 1 through 5, it's the same person, right, basically give me an output where she's wearing this outfit doing this position, right, here's the composition, here's the lighting, here's the location she's at, here's whatever it looks like, here's her facial expression, right, give me that. Again, generate a few of those, see which one you get the best is, yeah, go from there. um just to confirm, I can have the same model 3 different accounts, yes. One where she is a bartender, yes, likes Pokemon, and the other she is an Amazon package delivery person. Yeah, basically that loves Call of Duty, and another one where she is a dog walker. Yeah, those are great. So yeah, do that. Exactly. Scott, do that, bro. What did you say? So one where she's a bartender and likes Pokemon. Yep. The other where she's an Amazon package delivery person and loves Call of Duty. There you go. And another one where she's a dog walker and loves to get high. Yes, there we go. Perfect, right? She loves to smoke shmee while she's walking the dogs. All right. Let me go back to some of my other questions, then I'll get back to yours. I think we were at what? We're almost up to date here. Yes, and I use the same name on different accounts. Just like, so I don't use the same name in the profile, but I'll have the same name as their handle, right? So that's really what I do. But I would like I would just, like let's say my model's name was Emily, I would just have Emily, right? I wouldn't have, like the fan view, I'm gonna have her account, right? So I don't know, Emily Evergreen, for example, right? That's what I would have as the fan view one. I would have that on the bridge page too, right? On my Superlink page. And then on just the Instagram accounts, I would just have Emily as the name in, that I would have in the bio, right? Again, I wouldn't put Emily Evergreen because again, if that account gets banned, it could get the other ones banned. So I would just have Emily there and then, for the handle, I would have, I don't know, like cute Emily EXO, right? Like, your girl, Emily, I don't know, your girl, Emily Mewtwo. Like I said, it was Pokemon, again, like something like that, right? Just keep them all different and keep them original sort of thing. Never have numbers or underscores and dots in the name, right? Just again, try not to have two vowels in some, like I would never create, like I love Emily, because again there would be two E's between love and Emily. It would just might look confusing. So like this, again, add an extra letter at the end, right? If it was Emily, I might have Emily with three or four Y's, something like that. Again, that's really what you want to do. All right, let's go back to these ones. So link in bio, the custom domain, I went through that. How to convert people from Instagram DMs to fan view. Have lots of IG DMs, can't get them to convert. So again, I don't answer the DMs I get anymore in Instagram. I just don't. It's just not worth my time. It's hard to convert them. I've wasted a ton of time trying to do that. It's just never gonna happen again. Like maybe you send them a courtesy message, have a canned response for them, all that you send to all of them, being like, hey, answering you as a courtesy, don't talk on Instagram because I'm too busy and I've had bad experiences before. If you want to talk to me, check out my profile. Right. And again, they'll go there, they'll see it in your story, your highlights, they'll see the link in your bio, etc., sort of thing. But yeah, you can waste a lot of time. I've wasted a lot of time answering Instagram messages trying to convert these guys over. They will promise you the world too. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm the king of Latveria. Like, I want to fly you out to meet me here in Latveria, right?" And they'll make you feel guilty too, being like, "Oh, so you don't want to come and visit me on my private yacht in Latveria and have my maids feed you grapes and drive you around in my sports car shopping?" Where you have an unlimited budget for stuff, like these guys will promise your model the world, right? Trust me. And again, it's like you never know if it's real or not, sort of thing, right? So again, just ignore them. Like even if they have money, great. Like if they do and they're gonna spend her, they'll figure it out. They'll figure out a way to talk to your model on FanView. So all right, cool. How did you do it so fast? I don't know what that question was. How did you do it so fast? So it still took me 3, 4 months with my first model to succeed. Like I created my first one, and again, it took me forever back in the day. It took me like a month to create my model and all the stuff. Started marketing it and really went from there. So I mean, it wasn't that fast. And then yeah, it still took me, 3, 4 months to really get some traction. And then the first month I made money, I made $800 in the first month, and the next month I made like what was it, like 8,500, and then the months after that I did like 10 grand, 11 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand after that because again, it was just, started I went that was all I did. Once I kind of got some traction, I'm like I'm leaving my job. I'm just going to do this like go guerrilla. All I'm going to be doing in August and September and October is posting and creating content sort of thing and getting a couple of chatters in place. So how do you outsource to VA for uploading the IG account? Yeah, okay, so I already went over that. I would like to ask you about the new mobile for Instagram account. You said in the course that if you have a personal Insta on the phone, you should get a new one. Yeah, so I think I've already answered this. We also wanted to ask about my post gen, but we haven't had across that. So I guess again, I can show you guys what it looks like. So again, this is my post gen here. Once again, move all my stuff out of the way. So again, you can really do anything in here, right? So creating characters, again, you can create a character very easily, right? You go here, character generator, right? It's going to create a prompt, you can create different ones. You can again ask Gemini to create you other ones as well. You can create your own, which is what I do. Again, put them in here, create the character, right? And then usually you want to use to create all your Instagram and content, you want to use Seedream 4.5 and Nano Banana 2 and Pro to really create that. I just prefer Nano Banana Pro is better too, just cost a little bit less, which is why I've been using it recently. Um, And yeah, that's really the main thing. Like, I don't know, there's certain things like creating thumbnails where I just exclusively use Nano Banana 2. I have someone that wanted to pay me like $1,000 to just create some thumbnails because they saw my YouTube and they're like, oh, like these are awesome. And I'm like, okay, like they're like, can you just create some? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, how much, would you do that? And I'm like, so I sent them like $1,000 as kind of like a price to charge them. And they're like, okay, like we'll get back to you on this. I'm like, okay, for like 5 thumbnails, I'll take a G sort of thing. Because again, it would take me 2 minutes to create Nano Banana Pro. Z Image Turbo, again, this is where, you'll have to create your LoRa. But yeah, you'd basically add your LoRa's here. If you're ever looking for LoRa's, you want random LoRa's, Civit AI has like a bunch of pre-made LoRa's, right? Specifically for not safe for work. If you go here, you create an account, you toggle the not safe for work option on, you can find random ones. Like again, if you want close up of your models, nether regions, again, they have stuff like that here, right? If you want specific body types, they have LoRa's for these things. So again, you can benefit of this is you have a LoRa of your model, you'd add them here. And then again, if you want to add your other LoRa's for those specific things, you can try them here and then use Z Image Turbo to basically just generate these as well. Um, and then yeah, carousels, I already mentioned this as well, right? Creating multiple images. Same, we have a Nano Banana 2 one. Photo dump, again, where it's just different images of your model, give it the source image, create some images, and yeah, basically go from there as well. Upscaler, outfit swap, like I mentioned, if you want to swap out the outfit, that's really the benefit of this. We do have videos in the mentorship, obviously, that go through all of this. So yeah, infinite talk for lip syncing of your model if you want to get her to talk and say specific things, right? Again, this is your main option for that. For creating the not safe for work content, right? WAN 2.2 spicy. That's really what you want to be using to create your not safe for work stuff as well, right? Just create your videos in here. And then yeah, WAN 2.25, I think there's one here. Grok used to be able to create a lot of not safe for work. I know they've been blocked a lot recently as well. So keep that in mind. First frame extractor is really again for motion control. When you do motion control, you give it like the image of your model, which is again um, where first frame extractor comes into place. You basically take the first frame of that image, extract it, swap it out with your model. And then when you go into motion control, you give it the video of the motion control you want. You give it the reference image of your model in looking in the same pose as in the video. And then you basically do that. So yeah, that's really why we have this here. Um, and yeah, I did post a whole video on YouTube on that. Face blur tool, again, just blurs out the face. Metadata sanitizer for your images. The synth ID rather is really the main one that you want to have for uh, your your synth ID. But yeah, that's essentially it. Um, and then yeah, we'll go through a few more questions. I want to mention recently as well. So on Sunday, I believe I said that so there were 5 spots we opened up for the mentorship. We filled up 4 of them, just so you guys know. So again, there is one lucky person. There were actually 5 people that signed up, and then one person bailed today. So with that said, I'll just again give you guys my spiel one last time, and then I will answer any last questions you guys have. So I will post the link first of all. So again, if you are interested in the mentorship that I talked about, I will go through what that entails and all the bonuses. So one person is getting all those bonuses right now. Just bear with me right now, and I will basically post that. But essentially, with the mentorship, let's go through this really quickly. So again, basic mentorship offer, right? Again, complete new course that I redid myself from scratch. So I redid absolutely everything. All the latest stuff that I've learned in the last 2 years doing this has been in a course that I created, I believe, just less than a month ago. We released that or something like that in the mentorship. So again, you get the latest updated version, right? We just created an AI support bot. There's actually multiple bots that we're working on that just helps you guys get answers faster. And again, I've trained those basically as my brain in a custom GPT bot that gives you answers really quickly. And then again, you do get a coach grading everything. So there are points in the course where you go through and it's like, hey, you need to take these specific steps in order to move forward, right? You take them, the coach grades you to make sure that everything is quality and is good to go. And then again, from there, you basically have someone manually reviewing all of your stuff as well from there, right? Um, and then again, there are the coaching calls as well that happen every single week. There are 3 to 5 that happen. These are again other coaches inside of our community that we have do guest calls. We get ones from outside of the community as well. Guys who are big in the AI and OFM space do these as well. You get daily accountability as well. So someone checking in on you, you basically get someone in Discord helping you out whenever you need. They work Monday to Friday. They answer your questions whenever you need to as well. And again, they're trained by myself and the rest of our other coaches. And then finally, we have pretty much everything else you need, right? DM scripts for how to actually build out scripts for your models, how to message guys, prompting as well. All the prompts are inside of there, right? Prompts like basically these ones that I have here, just as an example, right? So some prompts that I personally use to create the best stuff, prompts on getting, again, the best outputs in terms of images, videos, right? Chatting, and our workflows as well. So if you do want to use Comfy UI, again, we do have pre-built workflows that you can use inside of there as well. So again, if this does interest you guys in any way, I am going to post the link right now and you guys can fill this out. Again, we had 5 spots, they were full, and we have one more open. So I'm going to post the link. If you guys do want to apply, I'm going to put that in here and you guys can basically apply. And again, there's one spot as left as of right now. So again, you guys can book your call right now if you're interested. Again, I have 5 spots here. There's only one left as of right now because one person backed out at the last second. So otherwise, again, here's some results, right? We have Dez inside of our mentorship, did a $5,500 a month, right? Didn't really do any sort of AI models before this, right? Works a full-time job. I forget what it was that they did. But yeah, basically worked a full-time job and was still able to hit $5,500 in a single month. We had Joey. Again, he got the 5 piece board at the end of the month. I think he's like an accountant or something from what I remember. It was some sort of like corporate job that he has or like a bookkeeper for some bank. And yeah, I mean, he basically was able to hit 5 grand a month as well, kind of kept it behind his significant other's back. And yeah, I did this kind of very privately, but yeah, he was able to hit 5 grand a month. And then otherwise, we have Kev. Dude was able to buy himself a Mercedes Benz as well, doing this inside of the mentorship. We have JJ, who again combined finally did 10K across both of his models and renewed recently. Because yeah, basically with this, you get 6 months inside of the mentorship. Voodoo did her first 20 grand. I know it says 15 grand, but did her first 20 grand. She and I talk a lot and I help her out. Michael did over 14K in a single month. Took him a while. He's a very good designer, by the way. Main benefit for Michael was he kept getting feedback from our coaches in grading because he was not the best at the design. So with him, it was very slow because he wasn't the best at designing it. Got feedback from our coaches, and again, finally was able to hit really that 14K within 30 days. Josh did 8K in September, and is continuing to crush. Just again, basically is doing this on his own. Was able to leave his full-time job as well. Ulrika, I believe she's 65. I think was her age. And yeah, she was able to still make over 8,500 in a single month as well. So showing again, if you're thinking, oh, I'm too old for this, it's like, nah, again, even people who are a little bit older and not technically savvy, they are able to do so. Steve messaged me earlier today and said, yeah, he's on pace to actually break over 10K this month as well. Just got another new whale in his funnel. So yeah, he's basically milking that whale for everything he can get out of them. And then yeah, basically he did 9,800 last month as well and doubled the revenue he did from February. And then yeah, we have Sam here did over 10K, has a model. It's basically in a very random niche. I think it's like cooking or something like that, cooking a specific kind of food. I think it's like ramen that she cooks from what I remember. But yeah, it's basically like a ramen Japanese AI model that he has that's gaining traction. So Mantis as well, again, worked a retail job, hated it, made over 10K in a single month. Lou works full time, right? But still was able to make $11,000. I think Lou is another accountant as well from whatever. We have a lot of accountants and we have a lot of Canadians in our program, a lot of students. So if you're a Canadian accountant, you can absolutely crush it. Yeah. Nicholas, he's already made over 10K this month alone, by the way, and we're only 14 days into the month. And yeah, he's like absolutely killing it right now. Like he's already made 10K this month, which is absolutely insane. Vix, again, I think this month I think he said he was at 8K already this month, so he's probably on pace this month to have his best month. But yeah, I mean, he did over 11K in February, and I think last month he did a little bit less than that from what I remember. But yeah, he's on pace this month to hopefully hit his first $20,000 month. And then, oops, these two are the same. And then, yeah, we have Jason, again, complete newbie, right? Never did anything, never signed up to any coaching programs previously. He was very skeptical. And I think he was one of the fastest to actually hit 20K that I've ever seen. I think he did it within like less than 3 months from what I remember. But yeah, it was one of the fastest I've ever seen. And then Raj, again, barely speaks a lick of English and yet was able to hit over 20K in a single month. Lumen, right? She doesn't even live in North America and works a full-time job. And then, yeah, basically it was still was able to crush it and make over 25K a month. And yeah, recently we showed her how to use motion control because she was doing older style videos and still crushing it. And yeah, she finally has her Instagram getting some views again because even then, when her Instagram didn't pop off, she was still doing consistent like 10, 15K months. But now it seems like, again, she's probably going to hit like a 50K month sooner than, other people would. Pav, again, 30K month is in one of the top 0.08% of all creators on FanView, which is absolutely insane. And then again, Teddy, someone I partnered with, right? We did 37,000 in a single month together. He did all the marketing, all the creation. I was literally just coaching him and took a bunch of his money for doing so. And then we got the account unfortunately banned because we were basically just going nuts on that account and spamming the heck out of it. But yeah, we've created some other ones that we're warming up right now. And again, we still have, consistent money coming in on the back end. Just that was one of the best months that, yeah, I've ever had partnering with someone else. And then, yeah, Olivier from Quebec, shout out to him, did 33,000 in 30 days with his AI model, right? Specifically Valentine's Day, where he did like 6 or 7 grand. And then again, we have Ryan, right, who did over 450K in 2025. Sean, who did over 100K in less than 90 days as well. So again, that's the kind of money you can make with AI models as well. And as I mentioned, I will give $11,000 in bonuses to one lucky person, the next person who signs up to the AI mentorship, because we only had 5 spots and one of those is already filled up for all these bonuses. Bonus number one, again, you get access to the portal with evergreen updates, right? This is what the portal looks like. Again, has all the courses that we've ever done, has the old version of the AIM mentorship, has a new version in here. And again, you get graded every step of the way. This way, if you're lost at any point, you can get help from our feedback. There's an AI support bot. There's a leadership view in here as well. And other students are sharing their wins inside of there as well, right? On top of this, guys, you get access to all of my previous webinars. I believe there's 9 that I previously done. You get access to all of those as well. So they're all different. They all have different information. There's a different topic on every single one of them. And again, different little nuggets you guys can learn in terms of learning things as you go. And then next up, the FanView certification package. This is 2,000 likes on your profile, a verification badge. There is these banner images I created for your profile to make it super quick for you, intro video templates. There's 500 sexy FanView feed captions just to make it easy. You just create the images, use these. And then finally, there's intro video scripts that you can use to create your intro video as well. So again, that's all done for you, ready to go with your FanView certification package. When you finally are getting traffic and getting a lot of subs, we do have an agency, again, you guys can work with as well, right? You guys can partner with Chatterlink. They have a starter package with Starterlink, as it's called, where you can get in for a couple $100 per month. And again, just get chatters on your account right away once you get the traffic going, right? Again, you want to do a little bit of the chatting yourself at first. Some people don't want to do it whatsoever. Fair enough. You can just use Chatterlink and Starlink to do all those. And again, we have an exclusive deal. Normally, I believe they take 30%. With us, they only take 20%. As long as you're one of our mentorship students, they only take 20% of commission on everything that they sell. And then finally, I mentioned Brian before, right? Did over 450K last year in sales, probably more. Again, I need to verify how much he actually made. But he really got most of his traffic from Twitter and X because it's really the main platform that he's used before. So we have a whole hour-long interview with him that I did. So basically, I will give you access to this interview with him where he shares everything, his advanced X Twitter strategy, where how to actually get traffic and how to work efficiently on Twitter as well. And then next up, again, I wanted to bribe you guys and make this super simple. So we'll just give you an AI model. We have a brand new designer as well, guys. Brand new factory fresh designer, way better than our old designer in terms of quality and just efficiency overall. So again, you'll just need to go choose with all of our models. He's in the process of building like 100 of them over the next couple weeks. So you guys need to choose one and we give you that model. On top of that, though, we'll give you 30 days of content. This way, again, you get a model, you just get a bunch of content created for you. This way, you just get the model, get the content. You can literally just get the phone that day, get your phone number, get your aged email address, start warming up the Instagram right away from your model. And then again, you can work on mastering my post gen, which is the last bonus, right? We used to previously charge students for this. This is only available for students inside the mentorship. The benefit of this is, again, everything is within one tab, like I showed you, right? All the things to create models, to create images, right? To add have them holding products, to create videos, to create not safe for work content, to do stuff with motion control, to change the metadata and synth ID. That's all within one tab here. This way, again, you're not opening a million tabs, going between things. It just all can be done from within one single thing. And again, you get 6 months access to this as well when you sign up for the mentorship as well. So one student will basically get 6 months access for free. And again, I put priceless here because if I had something like this 2 years ago, again, it would have taken me like zero time to basically get results at this point. So yeah, we basically give this for you for signing up as well, right? So again, if you are interested as well, I recommend filling out the application. One lucky person tonight, or who's already applied previously, who's going to book their call today or tomorrow, is going to sign up and get all those bonuses as well. So again, the link is in the chat, not in the Q&A. And yeah, basically just go through that. And we will go through the rest of the questions. I've answered everyone's who emailed them in, so I'm going to answer them in terms of the Q&A. Let me just answer these as of right now. Okay, so answer that. When creating the unique features of your model, scar, tattoo, birthmark, etc., do you create a LoRa and put it on them? What's your process for getting the consistency? So yeah, you just generally I use those with the reference images. Or again, you can create a LoRa with that specific thing, right? Create multiple reference images though, if it's a scar, a tattoo. The tattoos are a little bit more complicated, so keep this in mind. Which is why, again, a couple of like two, three good reference images of your model is really what you want to have if it's a tattoo or a scar or something specifically. Um, but yeah, with that, it's like when I create a LoRa, you don't want to have tattoos. You don't generally don't want to have like a reference image, sure, have that, but LoRa's, I don't put any tattoos, any sort of freckles. That's usually post-production stuff, or it's just using a good reference image and something like that. And then again, I would create the LoRa of the model, have that, and then maybe create another LoRa of that specific, thing, and then mix those together in Z Image Turbo. That's generally what I do. Just in case I have to hop off. Thanks again. You're very welcome. So is there a program that gives realistic looking VJ? So yeah, Civit AI again, go to Civit AI. You can get LoRa's from there to do stuff like that to get specific outputs for here. Um, SDXL, like I said, gives good ones. One gives good ones as well. So, but yeah, again, don't overthink the not safe for work stuff, right? Like it's really again about the parasocial relationship. That's really what these guys want out of everything. So keep that in mind. Cool. Thank you, Matt. You're very welcome, Scott. Thanks, Matty. Great answer. You're welcome, Maria. You mentioned your 3 month progression. Can you tell us how much you were posting during that time? Honestly, I was just posting once or twice per day to one Instagram account, right? And then I had another one that I was warming up that I was posting to maybe like a few times a week, but not consistently. Because again, I was working full time as a freelancer basically. And then I took some side work as well, just so I could kind of fund this stuff a little bit more. And then again, one reel popped off and got me millions of views from there and brought in a ton of subs overnight. And then yeah, just from there, the rest is sort of history. I've been posting one reel a day on Instagram. It auto shares to Threads. I wouldn't auto share to Threads. I would just post natively to Threads, to be honest, and then I post 2 or 3 pictures on Threads from the reel. Yeah, okay, so that's what I would do with Threads, though. Like you generally want to post images on Threads. I've noticed, to be honest, like create some similar content. That's really why our tool works best, right? Like our carousel generator specifically, because you give it one image and then it creates other ones. And then again, now you have new content and you just need to take those images, right? Use the synth ID remover, and then basically post those. But yeah, that's essentially the gist of that. And let's see, it shares to Threads. And then again, average 1 follower a day on Instagram. Okay, so I mean, if you're still getting 1 follower a day on Instagram, that's not bad. But yeah, I would really, like I said, be posting different content to Threads and give them a reason to want to go to Instagram. And then again, don't be posting anything on Instagram and Threads on your fan view. Create, bikini, lingerie, gym clothes, more seductive poses as well, more stuff where she's in her bed, teasing stuff on your actual fan view feed. Did people ever create twins? I've seen some twins. I just haven't seen people do it, but I mean, that's a niche in and of itself, right? If you can create, I've seen sisters before where, they create like 2 accounts and then they do a lot of collaboration, but I mean, twins would probably be something as well. Just again, don't be doing anything incestual because yeah, you'll probably get banned for that. Was the winner selected for the giveaway? I believe so. I'd need to check with the team on that, and then they'll be emailing that person directly. So Awesome. I believe that is all the questions. Let me just go back to my sheet here to make sure. I think that was it. Cool. All right. Great. Awesome. You're very welcome. And yeah, that should be all the questions for you guys tonight. Again, the link is in the application. The application link is in the chat right now. I did record this and I will share it in the Discord community for the AI model method and also put it on my YouTube channel for a bit. And then, yeah, take that down along with the video within the next couple of days. But yeah, essentially with that, appreciate you guys showing up as always. Let me know. You can always email us back as well if you do have any additional questions. But yeah, essentially, from here, there's like I said, there's one spot left for the mentorship with all those bonuses. And yeah, that is essentially it, guys. I'm going to stop from here. We've been on for about an hour and a half now, and I was only planning to go for an hour. So, guys, really appreciate you showing up once again. Again, I would just take massive action with whatever you're doing, right? Just continuously posting, start posting, right? Create more content, bulk create a batch of content, sit down one day, create a ton of stuff, and really go from there, guys. But as always, appreciate you guys showing up. I will talk to you soon. Have a blessed day. Peace.